Stop biting him, Kona.
Coming in hot.
What is happening, people? It is Brian Alsruhe with NEVERsate.com, and welcome to a day in the life. Now, unfortunately for me, days start very, very early. It is currently 2:49 in the morning. Every single one of my days starts at 3 a.m., and that's not a choice. When I was throwing up all of the time, I still throw up a decent amount, but when I was throwing up like 50 times a day, I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning literally covered in vomit. Like, it wasn't like I'd wake up nauseous and then have to go run in the bathroom and go throw up. Literally, I would start lurching while I was in my sleep. I would wake up to vomiting. So I did that so much every single day that my body just got kind of used to that disgusting and painful alarm clock. So now I just end up doing it, which actually works out because of how much work I have to get out in any given day. I put in so much time that having a little bit of time to sleep actually ends up helping out a good bit. Now, I do want to say, guys, I am not shooting this video to try to, I guess, romanticize working hard and doing the things I do. I do not advocate people working 16, 17, 20 hours a day. I don't advocate people working for things and trying to accumulate wealth so that they can have more stuff. Like, the reason why I work so hard is because I truly believe that I have something that I want to tell the world, and there's only one way it's going to get out there, and that is by me getting out there and actually doing it. And then number two, this is what I love to do, guys. Like, I work. That is part of me, whether it's in the gym or outside the gym or whatever. I am always striving to do better, to work harder, to get more done, to be more productive, to be more whatever. And so what you guys are going to see in this day here is going to seem pretty drastic to many of you, and many of you are going to be like, I would kill myself if I had your life. And I will just go ahead right now and say that if I had a 40-hour-a-week job where I had to show up and work under another boss, I couldn't handle it. Yeah, I'd have a steady paycheck. Yeah, I'd have like steady medical insurance, all those types of things, but I would absolutely hate my life living like this, where I have to, at the beginning of the day, there is no money, and by the end of the day, you have to make money or else you don't eat. That type of living is just so exciting to me, and I absolutely love owning my own business. Really, it's multiple businesses at this point. So what you guys are going to see is the reason why that I had to work so much during any given day is because I have like 4 different jobs that are going all at once. So I'm just trying to balance all those things and juggle them throughout the week. So basic idea for this video is that you guys are just going to follow me around. I'm just going to, from time to time, pull out the camera, show you guys what's going on like right now. So the first 3 hours and 15 minutes of my day is nothing but putting out fires. The second that I wake up, I go to my office. I'm currently in my office. I'm not going to show you around because it's a mess. But the first thing I do, I know I'm supposed to like go meditate and eat breakfast and have a morning routine and stuff like that. But the first thing that I personally do is open up my email and start getting those things done, because the email for me is what drives everything else. To be honest, these videos is what drives everything else, because the videos allows people to contact me over email, which typically sells programs. The programs are what is where I make all of my money. So the programs keep the physical gym open. The programs keep these videos happening. So my first couple hours is getting into that email, because I typically have about 100 to 200 emails every single day that I need to get through. I typically answer my email 1 time a day, sometimes 2 times a day, but if it's 1 time a day, I'm going to be there for a while. So I just basically answer all the questions, whether people have questions about lifting or business or doing collaboration or a seminar or whatever the case may be. I go through and answer all those questions, and then after that, I immediately start on whatever next project is going to be for that day. Typically, email takes me anywhere from a half an hour on an extremely light day to usually an hour and a half. I would say most days I spend about an hour 15 just answering emails. That's my first hour 15. After that, then I will start working on programming, or I will start working on editing a video, or whatever the next thing that I have to put out that day. If it's a Tuesday or Thursday, I'm going to be putting out a video, so I'll probably be working on that. If it is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have to be coaching at night, so I'll be preparing different things for that, like writing a program for those people, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of things that are going to go on here in the first couple hours of my day. But yeah, this will be about 3.5 hours of straight work. I will not take any breaks, literally just thing to thing to thing to thing. This is my main portion of when I do my interaction with the email and things like that. So I try to be as awake for it as possibly can. I try to attack it and get it out of the way, because there's so many just things that could be wrong in that grouping. It's probably my most anxiety driven part of the day is when I open my email, because I don't know what I'm getting into. One email could take me 10 seconds. It could also take me 6 hours, depending on what the email is. So that's always kind of interesting. But once that is done, then it's coffee time. All right, I went ahead and jumped outside so I didn't wake up the dogs or my wife. But funny fact about me, I don't really drink coffee. I don't drink much caffeine at all in reality. A lot of people think that I drink caffeine before I shoot the videos and that's where my energy comes from and stuff, but I actually don't. I've always been super high energy. I don't know where it comes from. Even though I don't sleep much, it's never really seemed to be a problem. So I don't drink coffee, but my wife does, so I really like being able to bring her something every single morning just so she feels special. So yeah, I'm gonna go jump in the shower and then go take my wife her coffee, neither of which you guys are invited to, so I will catch up with you guys once I'm in my Jeep on my way to the doctor. All right, so I've actually never recorded while driving my Jeep, so this should be interesting. I'm trying to be as safe as possible, so please don't. Starting strong. I don't know how I'm gonna rig this thing up in order to record while driving, but I am on my way to the hyperbaric chamber. So to give you guys a really quick update, if you did not know, I am recovering some cystomyces, which is a parasite that kills over 280,000 people in Africa alone every year. Kills a lot of people, and the speculation is that I've had this for quite a long time. I also have Giardia, I have Lyme's disease. There's a lot of things that are going wrong with me from my past job. I was involved in counterterrorism and did a lot of travel around the world, and apparently was in some water that was pretty dirty, and these things swim through your skin and then get into your bloodstream and they mess you up from there. So that I am recovering from. That is the reason why I'm going to the hyperbaric chamber all the time right now. Now, it is about an hour drive to the hyperbaric chamber, and then I spend about an hour and a half in the tank and then another hour back home. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm gonna cover one part of my day, and then on Tuesday, Thursday, we're gonna go into a different part. However, just in case I'm not able to record while driving, typically during this time, I am either rehearsing videos that I plan on recording later in the day, or I'm listening to something that uplifts me. I do not listen to music in my car. That stresses me out a little bit. I like to listen to voices. However, I can't listen to people just talk about normal everyday stuff. I need to listen to audiobooks or inspiring stuff or stories of people doing great things. All those types of things are things that I'll be listening to while I'm actually driving, trying to take stuff in. I really only take in any input when I'm driving, when I'm showering. That's about it. The rest of the time, it's all output, output, output. So I really try to take advantage of those times. I guess walking around the pond, which you guys will be with me for later, but that's another time that I will take some input in. But I think it's very, very important every single day to get some sort of outside input that is positive, that kind of helps challenge you in a good way, so that you can just have a better mindset about your day, about what you have to do. I hope I get to talk to you a little bit more, because this time on my way to the Hyperbaric is some of my best brainstorming, but it's also very, very curvy roads. We'll see. It is 7 a.m. by the way, just for a time check for you guys. It has been 4 hours since I've been awake, and at this current time of day, I can't stick anything in my belly. If I do, typically it comes right back up. If I do end up eating anything right now, it's on this drive. I will have a plum or a peach or whatever local orchard or farmer's market around, whatever fruit they have. I will try to eat a little bit of that, but results kind of vary. Yeah. All right, dangerous. This drive is actually the birthplace of a lot of videos that I end up recording for you guys. Because believe it or not, a lot of times I'll wake up at 3 a.m. and I will not have a video to record that day. I don't have an idea. I don't have the semblance of an idea in my head. Literally, I'll sit around and start thinking, if I was in another person's shoes, what would I want to know? If I was a beginning lifter, or if I was a strongman in this situation, what is something that I would want to know? And a lot of times that comes along on this drive. And so when I'm going long, I will be trying to voice text into my phone, super dangerously, not proud of that. But I try to get a lot of these ideas down because they don't come back once they've been there. And so on these walks, or these drives, we're driving right now, but on these drives I'll oftentimes be brainstorming, and this is just a little bit too dangerous, so I'm
gonna figure out something else. All right, trying this again. So hyperbaric's actually been really, really good for me. They always ask me if my symptoms have gone away, but when I was in such a dire situation from all the things that were wrong with me that they literally threw a ton of stuff at me, a bunch of different medications, a bunch of different treatments, one of which was this hyperbaric. So when they ask if I'm getting better, I do feel better. I feel like I'm getting better every single day, but I still throw up probably 25 times a day. So I would say the puking's got cut in half. I don't know if it's from the chamber or not, but I can say that the people there have been absolutely amazing. Like, the people that I deal with are super, super cool. The doctors, for the most part, have been awesome. I don't have the best history with doctors, but overall, super positive experience. I actually end my hyperbaric treatments. This, I think, is number 36 out of 40. And then I start my Lyme's treatment, which might mean more hyperbaric. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna fill this time with. It used to be filled with work, just solid work. However, I don't want to do that anymore. This has taught me one thing, two things. One of which is that I do not want to go to a boss anymore and be on someone else's schedule. That is one thing I definitely learned. And number two, I've also learned that I definitely work too much. So trying to take better care of myself and doing things for self-care in this time somehow. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. Probably some meditation, some breathing, taking time to eat breakfast, going for walks with my dogs. All those types of things are gonna start filling up this time, rolling, jiujitsu, things like that. But for right now, treatments. Darn it. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose not to do that again. But it is a little bit before 8 o'clock in the morning, so the doctor that I work with for the most part is prior military, and we made a deal at the beginning that I would be inside dressed and that door would be shut by 8 a.m. and he's always stuck to it. I've always stuck to it, so I am here and I am headed in. Now, it is a medical facility, people, so as much as I wish that I could bring you inside and show you around and show you what I do, that's not really gonna be able to happen because there's other patients and there's a lot of legal things that could go on there. This is one of the reasons why I don't do day in the life videos. Number one is because my life is extremely boring. I work out, that's pretty much it. None of the stuff that you see other people do on vlog channels, I do. None of it. And then secondly, a lot of the things I do end up doing, you guys can't really be part of because it involves being inside of places where I can't take the camera. So I can't take you guys. I will meet you right back out here afterwards. I'm probably gonna talk to you guys a little bit about that video creation and stuff like that. Maybe here, maybe back in my office, but I'll let you guys know. Oh no. Hey, babies! Hi, babies! Hi, babies! Hi, babies! There's deer just chilling in my backyard. Anyway, guys, a change of plan. So I was gonna talk to you guys outside of the hyperbaric place, but I am running out of minutes. There's not a moment in my day when I'm not going to something or from something else. So literally just recording is getting me a little bit behind now. For the next probably 2 or 3 hours, it's a little bit after 10 now, I just got back home. So for the next 2 or 3 hours to about 12:15, 12:30, I will literally just be doing programs or editing videos like a madman, like Rain Man, like da, 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 da. Sometimes, and I just want to be as real as possible with this video, sometimes I will eat a breakfast. Doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If I do, it's typically something along the lines of like 6 to 8 whole eggs plus some type of breakfast meat, some onions, some cheese, and I throw it all together and try to keep it as mushy as possible so that I can keep it down easier. If I need to chew too much, it will not stay down. So I guess, I don't know what hour of the day I'm in now, but I still haven't eaten anything. I have drank only water, so I'm going to need to up my water intake. I'm going to try to get some calories in me before my lift, but right now I don't have a ton of time. I'm going to try to fit that in, but otherwise I am going nonstop on programs, but I figured it would be nicer for me to set it to you out here than in my dingy dungeon of an office. This is pretty standard. Nala likes to bark at everything as we drive to the gym, while Kona is always just hanging out. And here we are at the gym, which means that it's time to change into some boots so that we can take the doggies, these guys, for a walk. All right, so if you've been a fan of the channel for any amount of time, you should recognize kind of this area that I'm in, because this is the property that the gym is located on. Now, I get asked this a lot, but no, that is not my house. That is the house of the family who owns the property where my gym is located on. And they are some of the coolest and sweetest people ever, but they are not interested in meeting you So don't go to their house looking for me because I don't live there. I actually rent a different house that's about 20 minutes away from the gym. Now I did end up getting something to eat as well as working on some of the programs, but it was kind of non-stop, so I didn't really stop to record anything because they don't have that kind of time today. But now that I'm walking with the dogs, this is something that I do every single time that I come to the gym, and there's a couple reasons why I do it. Number one is keep the dogs worn out, because if they're not worn out during classes, they are unmanageable. And it makes them happy, and it makes me happy. Walking around in the sun is a great thing for me to be doing. But it just helps me clear my head. And then also on these walks, this is typically a very anxiety-filled time for me though, because I'm getting ready to record right after this. So I use this walk all the time for dry runs of my videos, which I'm getting ready to explain in a second. But sometimes these walks are planning out new videos. They're doing all kinds of things, but they're always super productive because my brain really works well when I'm outside in nature, especially when I'm moving. That time currently is around 12:15, 12:30, but I will get to the gym no later than 1 o'clock because open gym starts at 2. So I get here at least an hour beforehand to continue to get into the things that I need to do between walking the dogs as well as just rehearsing for the videos. Right after that, as soon as I am done this, I go directly up to the gym and I record the videos that you guys watch all the time. So the how-to videos, all of that type of stuff where I am actually in the gym, that is all recorded right then. As soon as I'm done that, then I go into my lift. Once that lift is done, then I start classes at 5. I need to set up for classes and then start coaching at 5. So between now, like 12:15, let's say I will probably get back up to the gym around, well, today's a little bit different because also in this time also gets kind of filled in with other things. So like last week I had to do a podcast, or I got the opportunity to do a podcast for someone else's channel. And then today actually Men's Health is going to be giving me a call at 1:15 to do an interview about strongman. So these types of things pop up and I really can't fit them in at any other time than when I'm walking around the pond because there's no cell reception at the gym. It just, yeah, that's how it works out. So sometimes these gym walks even become things like that. Now, what I wanted to do earlier, but ran out of time, was explain to you guys kind of the process of what goes into one of these videos. So something like this is obviously different because it's not my normal videos. My normal videos, I would say more than anything else, are like how-to videos, okay? So basic idea is I will get the idea for the video in all different sorts of ways. Sometimes they just come to me. Sometimes it's hunting and searching and looking through comments and seeing what people want to hear about. Sometimes I put myself in the shoes of a beginner lifter or someone who's got a problem in their lifting and how they can fix it. Anyway, however I come up with the ideas, I come up with the ideas. From there, when I am doing that, I am brainstorming on a piece of paper, and it's all by hand. So it is literally, it looks like craziness. I have pretty neat handwriting for the most part, but when I'm doing this, it looks completely chaotic. It is all over the place. There's arrows, there's bubbles, there's stuff crossed out, strewn. It's a mess, right? But that's how my brain works, is all over the place like that. From there, I will kind of do a slight dry run, and while I'm doing that dry run of the talking portion, I will start writing it down kind of in bullet point format on a piece of paper. So I won't actually write out the entire point, but it'll just kind of be like, remember to flex your butt before you get your brace on a squat, or whatever the case may be. I'll just throw a little point that I will know as a trigger to get me kind of riffing on it. Then from that point, I typically walk away from it for a little bit of time. Now, a lot of times these videos get planned maybe 12 hours prior to the recording. Sometimes it's 5 hours prior to recording. Sometimes it's days, weeks beforehand. Sorry, kind of ran away. But once I have that piece of paper with that rough outline of bullet points, then I will rehearse it one time all the way through kind of on my own, out loud by myself, just getting through all of the mess ups, everything that I possibly can. Then typically what happens is I end up driving to the gym, and once I drive to the gym and I get on this walk, I do my final walkthrough and kind of rehearsal of the video. So I go through absolutely everything the exact same way that I will record it, and to be completely honest, most of the time that rehearsal is the best one. You guys get the second to best one most of the time. The second one usually goes better. However, for whatever reason, when I try to record the second one, it never goes as well as it does when I'm walking around the pond. So it is what it is, but I do as best I can. Now, for most of the videos, what happens is I record that talking portion, and then there will always be some moving portions, like a close-up of my hands when I'm talking about grip, or when I'm explaining something for the squat, I'll need a couple different angles, or whatever the case may be. So then I'll record all of that. Once that's done, I take it back and I take it in my editing software. Now, a lot of people want to know what fancy editing software I use. There's a spider web here. And it is the free iMovie software that came with my computer. So I haven't stepped up from that yet. But basically I do a rough cut edit where I kind of get through all the talking parts, make sure that I have everything that I need, and then I start placing in the moving parts, then any of the writing, and I do everything from there. I would say from start to finish on a normal how-to video, like a do's and don'ts video, probably takes me on average 12 to 16 hours total, from actual planning and then writing it all out, recording the moving parts, editing it, and then actually getting out to you guys. It's usually, I would say, between 12 and 16 hours as a whole to get that done. But I truly do love doing it, and I do believe that somewhere along the line, hopefully someone will look back on these videos and be like, wow, that guy helped me out so much. So that's pretty much why I do it, and along with the fact that it drives the entire income for this video and myself, everything. These videos end up driving because they sell the programs. Now later this evening, when I go back to writing more programs, I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit of what that whole process is so you guys can understand that. But for right now, what's going to happen is going to throw it over to me on Tuesday, which I haven't actually recorded yet. And magically, it is Tuesday. So I'm standing in the parking lot trying not to look like an idiot while talking to my camera because I'm not allowed to take this thing inside of the gym. So the gym where I do my rolling, my main fighting partner, his name is Billy, and we have been rolling together for probably a decade, something like that. Really, really good dude, really, really great at jiu-jitsu. So I try to get as much of this in as I possibly can in a given week. Hopefully it's 2 times, every once in a while it's 3 times. Now that the Hyperbaric's gonna end, I think that this is gonna end up filling a lot of my days. So I'm gonna be waking up pretty early, getting a lot of stuff done, and then coming here to fighting. Just for the sheer fact that it does so much for me mentally. It's such a good thing, as well as I'm learning a skill. You know, it's something that's always been part of my life that I want to continue to be part of my life. So yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm going to attempt to get a little bit of footage clandestinely. But some of the guys that I'll be rolling with actually work at the gym, so I don't want to stick their jobs on the line so that you guys can get a little bit of footage of me rolling around with dudes. I'll get ready to go jump inside and do that, but normally on Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are big video release days for me, so if possible, what I end up doing is I go directly home after this. Typically I'm home by like 12, 12:30, and then I have to I get right back into programs or emails or whatever it is that I have to do that day. But for the most part, if I am awake and not doing something else, I am programming. So I really appreciate everyone allowing me the opportunity to program for you and do those things. It's such a cool thing. You guys allow me to live my dream. But right now, fighting.
Push, rock.
And then I will bring you guys back to today, where I'm going to be going back to the gym for open gym, my lift. You guys will be part of all that. And then I'm going to take you guys into class and then show you what goes on for the rest of the night before I end up crashing. Ooh, halfway there.
Together too. Plus, I still had to go.
All right, wall complete, no one dead, and it's a little bit before 2, so people will start showing up. A lot of the open gym crew, like Billy, Eric, Nick, all those guys will be here lifting, doing their thing. I'm going to be lifting. I'm going to be doing some deficit deadlifts today, I think, to see how that goes. Try to work up something heavy for my maximum effort lower today. And then I'm not really sure what's going to happen after that. It's really going to depend on how much sweat, because as you guys can tell, I think this is shirt number 3. Shirt number 3 already today. You'll see more here. But we better hurry up because it's about to get nautical. All right, so obviously we're after it. My giant set for the day is going to be the sandbag over shoulder, 3 of those, to a deficit deadlift at like a 3 1/4, 3.5 inch deficit, 2 windshield wipers, and finishing off a single arm farmer's walk. So do a lot of stuff for our obliques, some core stuff, explosive stuff, and then of course heavy stuff is going to be the deadlift. I'm hoping to land somewhere around 600 or heavier. This this is not my dog, by the way. That is the dog of the owner of this property. She just comes and walks with us. She's my buddy. Her name's Roxy. Anyway, a couple rounds of the giants that are done, and it's going pretty well. I feel semi-strong. I feel okay. I don't feel very explosive. I don't feel like I have much of that in me, but I might have a grinder in me. We'll see what happens, but for right now, it's just warm. Already through this one, but unfortunately, with all this rushing around, grabbing camera gear and trying to think of how I was going to explain different things to you guys, I actually left my set of workout clothes at home, so I'm going to be sweaty for a while. All right, so for the record, what should be right here is a 585 deficit pull that just went relatively well. However, I did not hit the record button, so I guess we're gonna have to go up. I think I'm gonna jump 635. See how that goes. Yeah, I guess it's a shame that 585 didn't get recorded, but at least it wasn't my top set, so hopefully I don't miss this and look stupid. Is why working out when you're this sweaty sucks, is what it is. So as soon as I missed that lift, it started raining. And this is what rain looks like when we're in here. You can hear it's pretty loud.
I raced to the house.
It's a good thing we're in a metal building. Kona, stop biting him, Kona.
Coming in hot.
And now we lost power.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Power's back. Well, we just had to evacuate the gym for a tornado warning. So we ran down to said house that I was showing you guys earlier in the video and hung out there for a while, and now we're back. So I think that might be the end of the workout there. We kind of had to chill out for about a half an hour, which has everything kind of, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try to start moving again, but yeah, so that just happened.
That storm was legit, and then we got kind of marooned in the garage there. Nick was in his underwear after the race. It was just it was quite an interesting time. That is the one outlier to this day that doesn't normally happen. The tornado thing was definitely unexpected, but did finish the workout.
Okay, so that's gonna be all the workout that I can fit in today, considering the tornado thing. So kind of rarity, but it is what it is. But now I get to do what I really enjoy doing, which is coaching class. So I'm gonna start setting up, and then I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of that, and then it's back to home for more work after that.
And this right here, this is one of my biggest passions. Out of everything I do, this is probably the thing that I enjoy the most. Just seeing people do the impossible every single day. It's so amazing. This is just such a terrific group of people. They are my family. I love them to death. I truly can't just say enough good things about them and just what I get to just see every single day.
All right, so it is getting close to 7 o'clock, and we are in the second class of training here right now at the gym. I typically leave part of the way through the second class because I need to go home and get more work done before I can go to bed and eat dinner and do all that kind of stuff. But I did want to say I'm sorry that I didn't get too much footage of me actually running around coaching, because that's not the easiest thing to do. And trust me, when we're here, there is no downtime. I don't have an office. We don't have a bathroom, right? Literally, if we're here, we're training, coaching, encouraging. That's all we're doing the entire time. So there's really no downtime whatsoever once classes start until classes finish. So it's PR week, so it's been a really good time. A lot of people hitting some cool numbers. So energy's been high, and no tornadoes anymore. So it's a plus. All right, guys. So it is now 7:26 at night. I just got back home, and now it is time to finish up the rest of the work that I have to do for programming. If
there are programs that still need to get out because it has been too many days since someone purchased it. I need to make sure that I get that out. Every once in a while I'll touch my emails, but honestly most of the time I stay away from that, or I will start editing the video that I'm going to have to put out tomorrow. So basically once I get home, I typically have about another 2.5 hours of work. Or if I don't have any work left, then I will get on lacrosse ball and I'll start rolling out for as much of that time as I possibly can. So for these next 2 hours, basically, I'm just going to be working again like Rain Man, like a madman, and then I will get to go upstairs and eat dinner with my beautiful wife, at which time we'll hang out for a little bit of time, and then I will finally get to go to bed, most likely in the 10 or 11 o'clock hour. But I do get questions about purchasing a personalized program all the time, so I figured since I'm working on them right now, just explain to you guys real fast. The whole idea is that basically, you can look at my free programs that I put out on YouTube, and if there's something there that looks interesting to you, but you don't really know how to set it up, or you just want to support the channel, or you just want the convenience of someone setting up for you, then basically you email me at NEVERsate@gmail.com. I send you a bunch of questions, like a questionnaire, explain all the options, do all that kind of thing, and then basically if you want to continue, then you fill out the questionnaire, you pay for the program on my website, and then I get to work. And typically within a couple days, I have your program out to you and you can get started after it. So, like I said, that is exactly how the channel is possible. That's why these videos happen. That's why the gym is open. It all is based off of those programs, which is driven by these videos. If I don't make the program, or if I don't make the videos, I do not sell programs. So that's why it is so important for me to always get these videos out. And so it's been a good process so far. There are a lot of other avenues I'm trying to do to kind of round out my portfolio as far as where I'm actually getting different revenue streams between like t-shirts, which I make very little money on, but however it is advertising, right? On top of sponsored videos, seminars, different types of things all over the place. So I'm trying to round that out a little bit more, but I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't the majority. Like 99% of all the money that I make comes from the programs, which is exactly why it's so important that I get to it right now. So guys, I'm going to get into this for like the next 2 hours, and then I may or may not show you guys a little bit of dinner. We'll see. Right now, work. All right, guys, so I'm almost finished up with everything. It is about 9:30, a little bit after. So basically, I'm going to go up. I'm going to eat dinner. I'm not going to take my camera with me because I have not spent enough time with my wife today. So probably better if I just did that instead of dragging you guys along. I'll probably show you guys a couple pictures of what I'm eating, but so you guys know, as far as my eating goes, I try to get that one meal earlier in the day. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not. Oftentimes I will take leftovers to the gym with me and eat it post-workout. Today that did not happen. I did not have time to do that. And then my main meal of the day is at night. It usually doesn't happen until about this time because this is when I finally get done the work that I need to get done for the day. So I will eat and eat and eat and eat until I literally fall asleep. Like fall asleep with food in my mouth type of eating. I know that sounds really disgusting, but no lie, I will continue to snack for the rest of the night. Even something like peanut butter and apples, I will just eat a ton of that just to get more and more calories because obviously I'm not taking a lot of calories during the day. And as far as supplements go, I know a lot of people want to know why I'm not drinking protein shakes or eating protein bars. And the thing is when I first got sick, the first thing I gave up was all the supplements because I was thinking it had to be some sort of this chemical stuff that's making me ill. And the strange thing happened was that nothing changed. I did not lose any of my strength, did not lose any of my size. So I really don't believe that many supplements were doing much for me that I was taking at the time. And for the most part, what I've observed from the industry is that a lot of it is pretty not what is actually on the label. So I prefer to try to get as much real food as I possibly can and don't really do any protein shakes or anything like that. Plus, anytime I try to chug anything for any with that type of thickness, it usually comes right back up. So yeah, that's why I try to eat as much food as possible until I fall asleep. So guys, I thank you so much for joining me for this whole day in the life. It has been an interesting day. Not that much different than another day. I guess the tornado thing was kind of strange, but yeah, this is literally every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do that. The Tuesday, Thursday I explained. This is every single day, and it has been for about 5 years. So there is
it's a lot. It's a lot going on. I don't know what I'm going to fill that hyperbaric treatment time with, but hopefully it's going to be more stuff for my self-care as opposed to just more work and things like that. But guys, I thank you so much for staying with this video and caring enough to actually check out what an average day is like for me. So like I said at the beginning, guys, I'm not trying to glorify working this many hours. I'm not trying to glorify whatever. This is what I do. This is what I love doing. It allows me to help a lot of people. It does require a couple full-time jobs. Like YouTube is a full-time job. The programs is a full-time job. The gym is a full-time job. And just when you want to do that many things with your life, there's not a lot of extra time. So yeah, there's not much watching TV. There's not much even watching other people's YouTube channels. So people will ask me, people are asking me right now about the Joe Rogan Robert Oberst incident. People want to know my opinion on it. I'm like, I haven't had time to listen to it. I don't know. I don't spend time on that stuff right now. So yeah, I'm going to go eat dinner. I will probably finish that up, I guess probably about 10:30. I will hang out for as long as I can until my body shuts down, usually about 11:30. If it's a bad night, I won't even go to sleep, but I'd probably be able to go to sleep tonight. I'm pretty tired. That deadlift, even though I didn't get it, I should have gotten it. That'll probably have me pretty tired. So I'll hopefully be in bed by like 11:30, and I will be back up at 3 a.m. tomorrow to start it all again. So guys, I thank you so much just for everything and how you guys support me and just everything you do. Like I said, I do live my dream. So really, really cool. And I thank you guys for it so much. I will catch up with you later in the week. Until I do go out to something amazing in your lives, keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. I'll see you then.